Where the Mind Leads. Lessons from Ladakh. Imagine preparing for a long-awaited 12-day Sangha Offering trip to the Himalayas, only to hear the country's airports had closed indefinitely due to a conflict. What would you do? That's exactly what happened just weeks before our pilgrimage to Ladakh, India in May 2025. Cancellation seemed inevitable. However, thanks to the strong intentions and daily prayers of the Fat Bao community, cancelling was not an option. Deep down, we were committed to supporting the Sangha in the high mountains. Miraculously, the conflict ended 2 weeks before our departure, allowing our journey to proceed from the 25th of May to the 6th of June, to the joy of all 25 members from Australia, the UK and Vietnam. For an average person, it was hard to believe the ceasefire came just 4 days after intense fighting, and the airport reopened soon after. But for a Buddhist practitioner, it confirmed what our leader, Master Venerable Giac Anh, always taught: your mentality is your reality. With strong, sincere intentions, anything is possible. This was the first of many valuable lessons I learned from the journey. As the Buddha taught, our inner world shapes our outer experience, not by magic, but by cause and effect. The Buddha said, all experience is preceded by mind, led by mind, made by mind. Speak or act with a peaceful mind, and happiness follows like a never departing shadow. Verse 2 of the Dhammapada. That initial challenge made us realize how difficult and precious the practice of Dana Paramita truly is. Dana Paramita is giving with pure motivation without expecting anything in return. The Buddha taught that it's the first of the various perfections or virtues that can be cultivated and practiced on the path to realizing enlightenment. To demonstrate my appreciation for the practice, I was more mindful in my actions to allow me to better savor the moment. I took much less photos and videos this time, as our tour guide brothers and other members helped with this already. I prioritize practicing calmness, present moment awareness, and compassion so I can better serve my master, the Sangha, and other members. I particularly practice calmness and compassion with my sister Tan Mi, as it was the first time in 5 years since we last travelled together. Like every other sibling, we had habits that would annoy each other. When my sister annoyed me, I used to either complain or explain. This time, I learned to be accepting, loving, and to just let her be, which gave her the space she needed to grow in her own way. We ended up having a beautiful and peaceful time, only talking about the Dharma and how grateful we were to experience the journey together. Thank you, Sister Hoa Ngim, for your thoughtful suggestion, and to our Master for allowing us to share the same room. Despite my best intentions, I didn't always remain calm or present. One cold morning, a misunderstanding arose between my Master and me due to a missed message. She had asked for help with the oxygen tank early in the morning, but I hadn't seen her WhatsApp message. She had struggled through the night, and when Venerable Phổ Huân found out, he raised his voice in concern. I mistook it as anger toward me, and instead of listening, I reacted defensively. My loud response only added to my master's exhaustion. Members began gathering for our chanting session and saw my upset face. I felt deeply embarrassed. During meditation, my mind was unsettled, but I gently brought it back. I reflected on the law of cause and effect and realized I was clinging to ego. What I needed most was to pause and listen. Although I felt bad about my reaction, I lifted myself up by sending myself compassion, reminding myself that I'm still a very new student of the Dharma, learning, falling, and learning again. In Buddhism, repentance isn't about asking forgiveness from a higher power. It's about sincere reflection and transformation. The Buddha taught that wholesome remorse leads to growth, while guilt weighs us down. As the Dhammapada in verse 173 says, "Whoever makes amends for their wrong with wholesome actions illuminates the world like the moon freed from clouds." Brother Sonam Wong, our tour leader, offered a powerful example of repentance through action. After last year's pilgrimage, he reflected on how many of us, especially Venerable Pho Hung, became unwell due to the harsh conditions and unfamiliar food. Though we made no complaints, he quietly resolved to do better. When he learned we would return to Ladakh, he hired a top Indian chef to prepare nourishing Vietnamese vegetarian meals. With support from our guides, Brothers Wong, Ang Duk, and Bodhi, the chef worked wonders. This year, very few of us fell ill, and Venerable Pho Hung remained well throughout. Last year, more than 70% of us got sick. Fortunately, we were truly blessed this year that this percentage dropped to under 30%. Their care made all the difference. If I could describe the journey in one word, it would be miraculous. It was a miracle that the trip went ahead despite the initial conflict. It was also miraculous that some of our members overcame their health, family, or work-related challenges to join us and make it through the journey. Although there were bumps along the way, we all got back home healthily and safely. Again, strong, pure intentions collectively attracted a smooth journey. Another example of miracles was making Sangha offerings to approximately 800 members at a major spiritual event that only happens once every 12 years. With more than 40,000 attendees, the event was led by His Holiness Trikung Khyabgyong Chetsang Rinpoche, a high-ranking Lama in the Tibetan Buddhist community, only second to His Holiness the Dalai Lama the 14th. Initially, we were advised that His Holiness Chetsang Rinpoche was unlikely to meet anyone on his afternoon break. However, due to the strong prayers and intentions of our leader and members, the seemingly impossible became possible. All 25 of us, our 3 tour guide brothers, and even our 9 drivers had the chance to pay our respects and receive blessings from His Holiness in person. This was an extraordinary experience. Again, to the average person, it may seem like a miracle, but the truth was, our mentality had in fact created our reality, as taught by my master. Not only through her words, I learned a lot from observing my master's actions, especially on the nights sitting by her bedside when she was unwell. Adding to the above lessons, some of my other key takeaways were: even though physically unwell, my master still maintained her strong bodhicitta, always thinking about others, their well-being, and our Sangha offering sessions. Observing how my master felt well one moment and unwell the next, I saw how fragile this body is. I felt much love for her, but I also felt helpless when I was unable to ease her pain. My master treated those around her with respect and trust, especially toward our tour guide brothers. This made them even more careful in ensuring everyone was well looked after and everything went smoothly. Whether making decisions regarding our travel plans or being a guarantor for a member who was not fully fit to travel, my master applied compassion, wisdom, courage, and egolessness. Bringing extra personal funds to quietly cover unexpected fees, she was a practical forward thinker, but also very adaptable to changing situations. Additionally, I learned patience, perseverance, loving kindness, and generosity, not only from my respected master, but from other Sangha members, our pilgrim members, our tour guide brothers, and those we encountered along the way. Experiencing the cold weather in Ladakh summer helped us appreciate the Sangha members who practice there in much colder temperatures throughout the year. It was indeed a blessing to have had the chance to practice Dharma Paramita in the Himalayas. Watching each person eagerly participate in the Sangha Offering sessions gave me so much joy. My master said the merits and positive energies generated would spread to their loved ones and community when they return. Indeed, a beautiful example of this was when a member came back. She shared with her family the extreme conditions that the Sangha members practice in, the value of Dharma Paramita, and her lingering joy after the journey. Her family members were so moved that they collectively made a lump sum donation to our Fab Bao Stupa construction project. Truly a beautiful act to rejoice in. Finally, this pilgrimage and Sangha offering was only possible thanks to the wholehearted efforts of everyone involved. Venerable Phổ Huân consistently guided us during our daily chanting sessions with valuable Dharma talks. Venerable Giac Anh led us with quiet strength and wisdom. Our tour guides, Brothers Wong, Ang Tuk, and Bodhi, ensured everything ran smoothly. Our chef nourished us with delicious meals, and each member brought sincerity, joy, and unity. Above all, this offering was supported by the generous hearts of the Fab Bao Sangha and lay community. What a miraculous and meaningful journey it was. May the merit of our Sangha offering in Ladakh be shared with everyone and be the cause for bringing us and all beings closer to enlightenment. Homage to Sakyamuni Buddha. Humbly yours, Samaneri Joyce Hoa Tran, June 2025.